Hi, my name is Dylan Rubenstein, and for my first semester abroad, I am going to be in Valencia, Spain. For my dish that I decided to cook was torrijas, and torrijas is a typical dessert in Spain. So I'm going to show you my step by step on how I made it, and then after that, I'm going to give you a brief history of it and why I chose the dish. Was it hard for me to find the ingredients? How I feel about the dish? Would I order the dish again, or would I order it in my host country? The ingredients for this dish is pretty simple. You need one stale French bread loaf, 1.5 cups of warm milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 3 large eggs, olive oil for frying, 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, and a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. So the first step is to pour 1.5 cups of warm milk, and what I did was I poured my milk into a bowl, then I put it into the microwave to heat it up. After the milk is ready, you want to pour 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract into the milk and crack 3 large eggs into a separate bowl. Once the eggs are cracked, then you want to beat the eggs and you want to mix the vanilla and milk together. In a smaller bowl, you want to add 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar and 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon together and mix it together. After that's done, you want to pour enough oil into a skillet to cover the bottom of the pan. Then you want to turn the heat on to medium heat. Once the oil is hot but not burning, it's time to cook the tortillas. So once your bread is diced, then you want to dip it into the milk and vanilla extract on both sides, let it soak well. Then after that, you want to dip it into the eggs on both sides and let it sit well. After that, you put it into the pan with oil and you let it fry for a minute or so on each side. And then after that, you want to flip it over. Once the bread is ready to be put onto a plate, you put a paper towel onto the plate and then repeat that process until there's no more bread left. Once you cooked all the bread, then you get your sugar mixture with your cinnamon and you start drizzling some of that onto the bread, mix it evenly, and once that process is done, then you are all set. Now you can serve them warm or you can refrigerate them and serve them cold. Me personally, I ate them warm and I thought they were very good. That was the step by steps on how I made tortillas, and I got my recipe from Taste Better from scratch. Now it's time for the history of tortillas. Tortillas is a traditional Spanish dessert, and you can trace its origin all the way back to the medieval times, and that's when they were first documented in cookbooks. The main purpose of this dish was to use stale bread and so that it would not be wasted. Now, this dish is still very popular in Spain, and a matter of fact, it's most popular during Lent season and during Easter celebration because of how easy it is to make and how rich it is in religion and cultural heritage. This dish is also referred to as the Spanish French toast, which is a little fun fact. Now, the reason I chose this dish was for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted a dish that I could make with no issues because I am not the best chef here. I cannot cook no five-star meal or anything. Also, I wanted to try a traditional dessert in Spain because that's where I'll be going for my first semester. And when I saw this dish and I saw how it's called the Spanish French toast, which is one of my favorite breakfast dishes, which is French toast, I thought this was the perfect dish for me to make and try. It wasn't very hard to find these ingredients. Majority of them was found at my house, like the milk, the eggs, the sugar, all that stuff. The only thing I had to go to the store to buy was the French bread. Going over the basic steps to cook this dish, it wasn't very challenging. I was able to complete it with no major issues. I felt that it was very easy to understand the directions, and I'm very happy with how this website explained how to make it. And I am definitely going to use this website in the future for when I'm cooking because that's something I'm going to need to learn to do on my abroad. I am very happy with how my dish came out. I thought it tasted very, very well. I was surprised how good it tasted because I cooked it. I thought it wasn't, I thought it was going to be a disaster, but it wasn't. I shared the dish with my family at home, and they also thought it was very good. So that's how you know the dish was a very good dish. I am 100% going to make this dish again before I leave on my abroad trip. But once I'm on my abroad trip, my goal is to make it for my roommates and all that, and then order from a restaurant to see how it compares. I thought this project overall was a great success to see what food was like in Spain and what a traditional dessert was like in Spain. And I'm excited to cook more Spain dishes when I'm in Spain and order more food and really dive into the culture when I am there.